we agree now that most of the problem is involve money, and it is going to be money that will fix the situation, right? Back to the my question, how can UN Swiss Indo help the situation in Africa? And Honorable Dr. Diaku and Honorable Professor Ronnie both have answered that the program will assist by providing financially to those countries where they do not need to fight to make money and killing each other, basically. Okay, all right. So
Yeah.
each country will receive the country quota of 138 trillion 990 billion USD, as you all know. Okay, and on top of that, the bank will also receive their own quota, the central bank in particular, and the prime banks, and whichever banks that will also cooperate, okay? And then all the debts will be removed from the individuals and from the corporations, okay? And on top of that, we also have the guaranteed basic income that is for life, okay? For the adults and also for students starting from the first year of school until they are 17, and then the 600 USD per month will then become 1200 USD, okay? So all this will assist of people perception. It will heal all the problems that they have in life. No more stress, okay? There will be happier individuals, and with that joy in life, no more pressure, no more stress, they become healthier, right? When they are healthy, also they will not be needing so much medication, and that will affect the pharmaceutical, of course. And they don't need to have war anymore. They don't need to have weapons, yeah? So it will make a big change in the world, okay? And this will not only help Africa, it will help the people, the countries, the nations all over the world. Okay, so we all agree with that, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you have been talking so much about the problems, okay? And I have just put my input in the solution base, okay? So I think that it is important not to talk only about the problems, as everything that we focus on also grows. We all know that, yeah? So remember to also bring up the solutions. In fact, talk more about the solution rather than the problems, as positive attract positive things, and negative also attract negative things. This also will raise the vibrations, and higher vibration will attract good things. So more good things will also come, okay? To answer the question from Honorable Dr. Diaku, what would be the instrument from Honorable Baba to apply on the countries that may not be easily accepting the Payment 111, those that are more interested in making profits for themselves, because to be able to sell the weapons, to make profits from creating the weapons, they need victims, don't they? So without the victim, they cannot sell the guns, correct? So let me give you the answer. we do not need to focus on the countries that are not interested in Payment 111. Okay, we only need one country who will accept the Payment 111. From one country that will accept the Payment 111 is enough to save the whole world, because you can see that the moment one country, forget one country, the moment 3 people start receiving the basic income, what do you think will happen to the world? What do you think the media will do with that news? Spread around the world, correct? That moment that news reach everyone in every country, what do you think the people will do? What do you think will the governments do? Okay, it becomes an evidence that UN Swiss Indo can save the people, save the countries and the world. So can you see that these countries, the people, even if the countries will not want to accept, do you think that the people will let the government not accepting the offer from UN Swiss Indo? They will not last, will they? The people appoint the government, the people can also bring the government down. Okay, so soon or later, they will all also accept the Payment 111. So we do not need to worry about how we're going to tackle the countries that will not accept Payment 111. They will come around. We only need to focus to assist one country, okay? Focus on one country that will accept. And the other thing is M1 voucher is the instrument, is the weapon to freedom. The more people know about M1 vouchers, the more people know about UN Swiss Indo. The more people are supporting UN Swiss Indo, the more pressure will be put on to the countries, and the sooner this mission will come to fruition. Are you with me?
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Okay, so that's my input for today for in your meeting. And also I have a question for Honorable Gloria. Since this is the second meeting of Africa Libertala, perhaps in the first meeting you have read the mandate to the Secretary of UN. Has it been read,
Well,
Honorable
it
Gloria?
wasn't read. It wasn't read, but it was mentioned, and we're still going to talk about it at tonight's meeting.
You are going to read it tonight, today's meeting, correct? I didn't quite hear you, Honorable Gloria.
It's a bit voluminous, so we might just mention it, then talk about other things we need to do about it.
Okay, all right. So you haven't read the this very important letter
No,
that was issued by Honorable Baba M1. This is a mandate to the Secretary General of UN. This was issued on the 10th of January. Okay, and this letter has been sent to UN. It has been sent to World Bank, IMF, BIS, UBS, and also to all the leaders through the embassies of 253 countries, mailed by the 5 Lingachalas, okay, including Africa Lingachalas. They have sent, Honorable Gloria and her team have sent emails to all the countries under the responsibility of Africa Lingatala. Okay, so this is very important. And on top of that, also there's a media release about this mandate letter. So this is very important. And I will just give you very briefly the content of this mandate letter. This mandate is for the Secretary General to instruct all the country members of UN to inform them that M1 has instructed them to print the global currency in the amount of 20% of the country quota, 138 trillion 990 billion USD. 20% of that amount is to print global currency S2 in the denomination of 1, 2, 5, 10, and 20. Okay, so this money that they print, as you know, all the permit or the license to print has no longer valid. All have ran out of the collateral, have ran out of the permit to print. Okay, so M1 is giving them that permission to print in the amount of 20% of their country quota. That is in the mandate that they must accept and apply, implement to help their countries, their people. Okay? All right. Honorables, if you have any questions, please do, or any comments. Okay, I guess there's
Can you
no
please
question.
raise your hand?
Can I?
Honorable Kid Barry.
Can I ask a
Perhaps
question?
Go ahead.
Okay, sorry for being too talkative, but I think I've got a concern on the um, on the financial issue of the countries. I mean, when the countries will receive the authority to print the money for the country need or the project need and so on and so on. I would like to have a, a view of what might happen to to the currencies of the countries. Will that not contribute to the inflation of 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 of, of the economy of the country? Because when I followed the video that was posted on our Skype group, on the global Skype group, with the what you call it, with the financial experts mentioning the issues of the UN Indo funds that will be provided. They talked, for instance, they gave the example like of Zimbabwe that might have a problem because of the economy is not good, and the receiving that money or printing that money might bring a problem, some kind of some sort of issue in that way. What will be the solution to protect this printing of money, and how it will be used in countries so that problems do not happen and the economic collapse or all of that bring problems.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Dr. Tiaku. Firstly, when you talk about it will become a problem, it will become an inflation, you need to be more specific. What exactly will cause the inflation? Okay, you people have been concerned the moment they hear about each person will be given basic income or the $6 million, they talk a lot about the inflation, but they don't really know exactly how will the inflation happens. Okay, so this payment 111 has been studied. Honorable Bapa will not apply this in any countries for start that will bring another situation, another crisis in the world. Okay, we are here to save the world. We are not here to create another issue. Yeah, that's number one. And the other matter is that most people talk about inflation, but when we actually talk about its problem that they bring up, it's all about perception. It is only based on something that has not happened, that has never happened before, and they just assume, or from using the statistic that has happened in the past, which is does not apply to what about to happen, you see.
Yes.
So we do not need to worry about that. And this fund, it will be presented by the Secretary General. When the Secretary General respond and apply what was asked from the mandate, okay, the fund will be handed to each country via the UN with the presence of the World PM of Finance and Banking, which is myself. Okay, this is going to be done either in the office of UN in New York or in Laos, the Palace of UN Swiss Indo. Okay, and this is all, the detail is in the mandate letter, which you all will read together and get the understanding from that. So perhaps it will answer some of your question, and if you still have question also, you may ask Honorable Gloria, and she can pass it on to me, and I'll be very happy to answer the rest of the question also. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Last concern.
Yes.
With the problems that I've been talking about, and I think I've been talking about these problems, or the peace issues in the DR Congo and some other countries. I'm not predicting that will be very bad in the DR Congo implementing UN Swiss Indo program payment of 111 and so on and so on. But I can assure you that there will be problems because the people that are leading the country at the moment, for instance, are there to get rich, and they are giving nothing to the people of that country. And this is not a particular to the DR Congo. In many other countries, this is what is happening. I'm a bit scared that when it comes to the implementation of this program, we must be very careful and see whether the program will really benefit the people whose the funds have to go to. I know it's not Swiss no problem, but I think we as officials of Swiss Indo, we need to think about it and help each other putting in place mechanisms to see how that can be implemented positively and benefit the people. Otherwise, it will be really. I'm really scared that it will be a problem. Okay. Though I remain positive that it will resolve the problems of the poor and those who have been. Yeah.
Okay, I got you. I got your question, and it's a very, very good question. Okay, this is also one of the most common concern, apart from inflation and people will go lazy, being offered money for nothing. This is another one of what happens when UN Swiss Indo is distributing the fund. what if the leaders are keeping the money, because there are so many
Exactly.
what do we call them, robbers, yeah, robbers, thieves in the
Yes.
government
Yes.
and so on. How can we make sure that the fund gets to the beneficiaries? Correct? That was
Yes.
your question.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, let me
Yes.
tell you, I
Okay.
can assure you that the fund will get to the beneficiaries. Do you know why? This is
Okay.
one of the reasons why it is taking this long also to happen, to be
Okay.
completed, because Honorable Baba is responsible for these unlimited funds, yeah, unlimited assets that is under his care, okay? He must make
Yes.
sure that this fund is not going to fall into the wrong hands, ended up creating the World War III, correct? So then
Yes.
we know who's going to be the victims. The people are going to be the ones who's going to suffer again, all right? So
Yes.
for this to happen, Honorable Papa wanting an agreement to be done before he will distribute, either with a country leader or with a bank, for example. Okay? Without that agreement signed by both sides, okay, before that agreement is signed by both parties, okay? You know that in any kinds of agreements, at least two parties, we have two parties,
Yes.
right? First
Yeah.
party is the grantor, which is M1, UN Swiss Indo, the provider. The grantees, the receiver, okay?
Yes.
Sorry, it's very noisy. Can everyone mute for a moment, please? Okay, thank you. The grantee could be a bank, could be a leader of a country, but for the people, okay? They are the representatives of the people. The government leader is representing, for example, if it's the leader of Indonesia, then they are the representatives of the population of Indonesia, okay? So as the bank, if
Okay.
the bank sign an agreement, they are representing the people, okay? Once the agreements are signed by both sides, a general merger is happening, okay? You know what a general merger is? Before this leader or the country receives the quota, the 138 trillion USD, they must sign this agreement, okay?
Okay.
And once they sign, they have to publish it. They have to publish the agreement. You know why? This is to secure it, to secure the agreement, so there is no foul play, no
Okay.
games happening behind the scene where the money will be released and then disappear. This is to protect the people. This is to protect the fund, to protect the mission, to protect all sides, agreement and publishing it. Because the whole world will hear about it, they cannot mess up with that fund. Do you understand? Yeah. And because of that agreement, the general merger, okay, they cannot mess around. They will have to do exactly. The money must get to the beneficiaries. All right.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
if you understand a general merger, then it's a partnership. Okay.
Okay.
Everything has to be agreed on. They cannot just make their own decision and change the condition. They cannot. Okay, both parties must
Okay.
agree before they change anything. Does that answer your question now?
Yes, yes. Last question. What happens to when the distribution will start? Uh, People who have found themselves in a foreign country where they are not citizens, where they are refugees, where they are this and that, but they are settled in these countries. Are they allowed to 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 be to be part of the people who benefit in the country they are once they are identified, or they have to go back to their countries to, to benefit from these funds? That is really a technical issue.
It is a technical issue. It will all depend to that country. What will they allow, or the banks? If the banks in that country that is starting to receive the benefits from UN Swiss Indo is allowing foreigners to have a bank account in the bank, it is possible. Can you see that? With their valid ID, with their passport, if they are able, if the law in that country permit them to open an account in that country, they will be able to receive from that country. So it all depends in the law of that country or the bank is under.
Oh,
So when
very
they
clear.
go
Thank you
back to
very
their
much, Honorable.
country,
Thank you.
when they go back to their country, they cannot apply again. They cannot. Okay, they can only apply once. All right.
Okay.
And no matter what
They
system
cannot
that we
apply
will be
again, but
using, yeah, no matter what system the bank will be using, because we do not want to delay any longer, we will be happy to use the system, the current system that the bank has. But the moment that happens, can you see, the fund is available for anything that we need to improve the system, to improve the facility, the security, okay? All the technical
okay.
issues that can, sorry, not issues, system that we can apply to make a better assistance to the distribution. It will then update the system very fast, very quickly, okay? So obviously we will use them safest where it will be biometric, whether it's biometric using the fingerprints, or using other ways like the voice, yeah, the voice biometric, or even the DNA. Okay, so where it cannot be repeated, it cannot be double up. So for those who have dual citizenship, they can only apply once, and then if someone tries to apply in their second country, the system will reject it. Will reject it.
Okay. Okay. That's very clear.
Okay, so that
Yes.
answer the questions, your concerns.
Yes, of course. Thank you very much. I hope that this is not the last time we'll be here. Maybe in a month, we'll be coming once and answer to the questions. People do not want to ask questions, but they have questions. I'm saying it, and I know people have questions. And when you come next, maybe they'll ask the questions. Thank you very much, Honorable Ani.
My pleasure. My pleasure. I'm very pleased to be here, to be able to join you today, to answer your questions and to address your concerns. And also, I would also suggest that use the documents, the messages of Honorable Bapa often in the meetings, because through the messages and the documents, the letters that issued by Honorable Baba, it will give you more understanding and it will answer your questions, okay? So you can learn together about it. The more you, and with Honorable Baba letters also, often we have to read it a few times to grasp the whole message in it, okay? So please, I look forward to how you progress with the letter of mandate, and if you need to invite me, I'll be happy to come back to answer your question, okay? So please I wish to thank Honorable Gloria for having me here, and Honorable Yvette for allowing this to also happen. And thank you to Honorable Dr.
Thank you, Honorable,
for the topics and the concerns that was brought also from the Honorable Professor Ronnie. And I wish to also congratulate you on the progress of Africa Liga Jala, how much you have grown, how much you have achieved, you have come together. Each one of you have answered the call to be in this mission. So I wish to thank you, all of you, for also answering the call and for being here. Okay, and just remember what Honorable Baba always says, the change is coming. The change for Africa, for all the countries around the world, is coming, and it is as sure as the sun that will rise tomorrow. Okay, the prosperity, the equal social justice, the sovereignty for all people in the world is coming. Okay, all right, look forward to it.
Honorable Pius wants to know how UN Swizindo intends to tackle the issue of African leaders who deliberately, for their own selfish reasons, for their own self-aggrandizement, purposely set out to establish a social strata where you have, there's a social disconnect between the high and the low, and it's a deliberate ploy for their own selfish reasons. So how does Swizindo intend to manage the situation and rein all these errant leaders in?
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much for that. Okay, Honorable Pius. The whole purpose of UN Swizindo gift, the payment 111, is to equalize everything. Do you see what I mean? Because it doesn't matter where it is now low or where it is now high, everyone is going to receive the same amount, correct? Even the currency with the S2 printing, it will equal, because the each country will be printing their own S2 currencies, and the rate is going to be the same. So not only just in Africa, the different class will be equal, even all countries around the world will be equal eventually. There'll be transition time, there'll be some transition time, okay? But it will be equalized, okay? And once everyone receives the payment 111, for example, everyone has no more debts, okay? Everyone's receiving the basic income. They will be able to pursue what they really wish to do, okay? Everyone equal, no matter who it is. And that gives everyone the sense of equal justice in itself. Everyone's going to be balanced, happy. Everyone's happy. They don't need to fight. They don't need to do what they used to do to get what they want any longer. They generally will be happier because they have no more stress in their life. Swiss Indo is going to remove the stress out of their life, okay? Even though it looks like Swiss Indo is fixing everything with money, this mission is all about money, but it actually, the money is only the bridge, just the bridge to free us first, to give us that freedom to be happier, to be more connected with God. That is the whole purpose. And Swiss Indo is 70% spiritual and 30% physical. That is what it means. The money is only to fix the problem, to free us from it. Can you see what I'm saying here? So it doesn't matter where it is. The problem is the same. All the problem coming from the money issue. So that's going to be removed. Okay? And from the removal of that issues, everything else also get removed, including the different class in Africa. And the government will not be doing anything like that any longer. Remember, the government also will be receiving the benefits, yeah? The benefits of the DBLC and the M1 voucher. On top of that, the country will also receive the quota, okay? Which will solve many, many of their problems, if not all of it all at once. Hopefully that is the case, yeah? So they don't need anymore to use the people to create profit for them. Can you see that? Everyone's got enough. They don't need to create problems, to find victims, to give them profits any longer. Honorable Pius, does that answer your question?
Okay, thank you, Majesty. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I hear you now.
Okay, I just want to find out the possibility of creating overpopulation, considering the payment of the money to children and so on. Is there a possibility for that happening, or is the housing project and so will be able to compensate for all of that?
Is that all the question is?
That's the question, Honorable Annie.
So the question is, has UN Swiss Indo got enough funds to cover the population? Is that correct?
No, Honorable Annie. Question, what I'm meaning is, in certain areas of countries, is it possible that there could be an overpopulation in certain areas, or is the housing projects and so on going to be able to make that impossible to happen?
The answer is no problem, no problem. It doesn't matter how overpopulated, everyone will still receive the benefits. If there is housing to be done, it will be enough for everybody. Okay?
All right, and it's not a problem. The funding, I've know that's not a problem. It's just, yeah, like in certain areas, there's already households with 8 or more in, so that it just doesn't get to a stage where there has to be 20 people living in a house and so on. Just want to know.
Okay. All right, I got you. Now, is it because there's not enough houses for them to live in the houses, or it's because they don't have the funds right now, that's why they're living in one house? Can you answer that question?
Yes, Honorable Annie, it's like a bit of both, because like there's not enough space for housing in certain areas of the world, and then as well funds being the issue for people not being able to move out their family house and go on their own.
Okay, gotcha. So let me answer your question, okay? For those who are living in one house because they cannot afford to live on their own. Okay, now every adult is going to receive 1,200 USD per month. Every child is going to receive 600 USD per month, the ones that start school from the first year of school. Okay, so if there's a husband and wife and 2 children, they're going to have 2 of the 1,200, which is 2,400 USD a month. Okay, 2 children already in school, okay, they will receive 1,200. So that's $3,600 per month. I don't know how much that is converted into the African currency. Okay, do you think that is enough for them to rent a house or even to buy a house? Because every adult, once they have turned 17, they can apply. They can apply to buy their own home from the $6 million that is in the bank, okay, where the basic income is coming from. So if in that town they don't have enough more land to build a home, can they not move to another city where there is space, where the house is available?
Yes, on my that answers the question quickly.
Okay, all right. So the other problem, so that answers both questions, right? Both situation, yeah. I mean. Okay, good.
That's what I was actually asking to get to, but I understand completely. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Honorable Daniel Aguma, do you have any questions to ask?
Yes, I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Her Majesty, you are very much welcome. We are happy to have you in our midst tonight. But I'm having a challenge here. If in the midst of a person receiving $1,200 each, now how are we going to manage a situation whereby somebody will feel, if I have this kind of money, I don't need to stress myself to go and work? And if among the 4 people, nobody is working, how would one be able to get what is expected to eat or to wear from other parties? Because they might have the feeling that, yes, I have this money with me, I can buy whatever I want. Now, how would people now want to stress themselves towards cultivating, producing, to ensure that other people will have it, since they have this money in their pockets? Thank you.
Okay, very good question. Thank you, Honorable Steve, right? Was that Honorable
Daniel.
Steve? Daniel,
no,
sorry, Daniel Akboma, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you for your question. Now, let me ask you the question. When you receive the $1,200, what would you do? What would you do, Honorable Daniel? Are you going to just sit at home? Are you just going to let the community have no food, or the rubbish are not collected? What would you do?
For one, I will ensure I pursue my heart projects towards ensuring that people around me benefit as well. I will use it to carry out an enlightenment program to ensure that humanitarian efforts will be administered to the people around me. I will equally use it as a means of ensuring that there wouldn't be any form of greed, hatred, or animosity among the people around me.
Okay, wonderful, great answer, right? Now, what makes you think all the others are not going to be like you? That's my question. Even if it's 60% of the population are like you, and the 40% are not going to be doing anything, perhaps they just want to take a break, to have a rest. okay, which is understandable, okay. They can do that because they have the basic income coming, but many people will not stop. This is the thing. When they are joyful, they become more creative. There has been a study about this basic income. The ones that thought the people are going to be lazy is incorrect. In fact, they have more desires, they have more passion for life, and they become more productive. So I don't think we need to worry about that, because again, like I said earlier, there is no statistic that can prove that that is going to happen, where people are going to be lazy. Those statistics is from this current situation where the governments are not taking care of the people, all right? Where the people are stressful, are unhappy, and they are unwell, okay? Does that answer your question, Honorable Daniel?
Yes, I'm very glad to have it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Her Majesty and the Forest, you are welcome to African Lingachala meeting for the first time. It's glad to have you here with us. Well, my question is this. It is a known fact that Suzindo has come to save the whole world, and delegates have been engaged. Is there any plan by our Honorable Bumper to assist every country to establish Suzindo offices in each of the countries? If yes, we want to know how soon. That is just my question.
Thank you, Honorable Luis, correct?
Yeah, thank you.
Luis,
Yeah.
thank you so much for your question, and it is my pleasure to be here. So let me make sure the question is correct. You're asking UN Swiss Indo is an international organization. You wanting to know if there's going to be officers from Africa will be posted in other countries. Is that correct?
No, my question is, since delegates are coming from different African countries, if there is any need for us to have offices located in most of the African countries, okay, I want to know how soon, if there will be need for such offices in different countries of the world.
How soon?
Hello?
How
Yeah.
soon? Okay.
First, is there any hope that we are going to have offices in different countries, Suzindo offices? Delegates have been absorbed, and possibly, I believe, for us to work effectively, we must all have a point of meeting where we discuss issues. Each of the delegates, we have them in different ministries, and I believe in each offices, department for each ministry should also be established, and that point will be a point of our meeting for discussions way forward. I believe it is necessary to have such office. I am asking if there is any plan for us to have such offices in different countries, so that it will now serve as a point of our meeting.
Okay. All right. So firstly, in UN Swiss Indo, we have the Kailasa, which they need to look after the whole 253 countries internationally. Okay. There's the WPM, there's the MMDs, yeah. And then we also have Lingusalas, right? So the whole world is divided into 5 different continents, and each continent is looking after, for example, Africa is, I believe, 65 countries, correct? And Australia is one of the smallest one, looking after 14 countries. And Asia, which is under my care at the moment, we have 53 countries, okay? So in the Kailasa, the officers will be international. All nations can be in the Kailasa, because we will be posted wherever the head office is going to be, whether it's in Indonesia or in Laos or perhaps both. Okay, the officers will be asked to move to that head office. Okay, now Linggatala is different to Kailasa. It's not international, but providing the people, the members are from the 65 countries of Africa, but yeah, if it's Africa, they can be officers in the Africa Linggatala. Okay, and then after the Lingachala, there's the Nagara level, the Nagara, which is there's going to be 65 countries activated and will have officers in each one of them, maybe even more than one, okay, because it's in one country, there will be many cities, perhaps in every cities, okay? So I'm talking about UN Swiss Indo here. It is sometimes hard to imagine. If you think UN Swiss Indo is big, you multiply that 100 times, okay? 100 times may not even be enough. That's how big it is going to be, all right? So in every city, there will be officers. So for example, in Africa Lingachala, the best way to find an office is to look for a hotel, because a hotel is already set up in such a way where it can be an office, it can also accommodate, yeah, already staffed, yeah, already running with all the people that can assist, okay? That has been recommended by Honorable Bapak to make use of hotel. The moment the fund is released, have a hotel to purchase, okay? Purchase to become the office. All right. That answer your question?
Yeah, I think if you've answered my question very, very much, and I'm very, very much satisfied with the answer. Okay. Please, I just want to add that and let my question not be looked at as an expensive question. Why I am asking is just because I want the way it is now. We are all eager to put all our effort in Swizindo, but one of the major hindrance we are having is this office issue. And for quite a long time, we've been on air as we are meeting today. And I believe it is high time we get ourselves together the more. And the only way we can do that, the earlier we settle down for an office, the better for us. We have a kind of a point where all of us will meet and ideas will be coming out in terms of way forward. So that was the major reason why I asked the question.
Okay, very good. Okay, so once the payment 111 is released, you can have any office you want, okay? But may I ask you a question? Are you in the NEO room?
Yes, I am.
You are in the NEO room. So you have seen the offices that the Indonesian volunteers have, right?
Yes,
in
I
Indonesia. Okay, so they use anything. They use their garage to become the secretariat in every province and so on. And they're all volunteers, okay? So they make use of anything because this is for the world. This is for the world. This is not just for you and me, okay?
Okay,
so
yeah. With this, your last statement, I will say kudos to our Honorable SG for the past months now. We've been using her office and we thank her for delegating her office for us for usage. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And thank you, Honorable Gloria.
Pleasure is mine.
Okay, there's no more hands up. So, Honorable Gloria.
Without wanting to keep you any longer, we would like to release you at this time and really appreciate you for no more hands up. No more hands up. Yes.
Okay,
No more
thank
hands
you.
up.
That's okay. I'm happy to answer your questions.
Thank you, Honorable Annie. About Women's Week.
Okay, thank you for having me here, and I hope I have given you all the answers and give you more joy and no more concerns. Okay, all right. Thank you so much for having me, and Merdeka to Africa. Okay.
Merdeka.
Merdeka. And thank you to Honorable Babatunde for assisting the meeting. Thank you. Merdeka. Okay. All right. And bye for now.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.